All right, it's Monday morning, October 16th. Excited to be on today. I know we've got one or two folks that are going to be sharing their experience on Expcon down in Las Vegas a week or so ago. And we also have Mr. Matt Kelchner with Success Lending on today, who's going to also share his insights and any other information that he wants to share. I do want to remind everybody that Success Lending is our company. We own Success Lending. We've got a great partnership there, and anything we can do to send business to Matt or his colleagues, it just helps all of us because the company shares the revenues from Success Lending, just like they do with EXP Realty, residential, commercial, what have you. So we might as well keep it in the family, is what I'm saying, as much we can. Not to mention the fact that oftentimes our buyers will not only get a better representative helping them with their financial matters, but someone that they can really trust and that's been proven and that's owned by EXP. I hope that's fair, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
And if it isn't, the expression that says never let the truth interfere with a good story. So we'll just roll with it.
There you go.
So I just real quick I sent this out, I think yesterday. I want to definitely do a big shout out to our top team. This is our top 10. Rick Valcourt continues to lead the way month in and month out. Merrick Davis is he's sniffing him up, though. He can definitely smell him from where he's at. He's coming on strong. So Rick Valcourt's had 30 buyer units and 42 seller units. One thing I noticed when I was looking at our stats as a team is we are crushing it in listings. We have just so many listings, and maybe I'd have to go back and look at the numbers. I've got them right here. Let me just take a quick peek. We've got 68 year to date, 68 buyer units and 269 seller units that our team has done. What that tells me when I'm looking at those numbers is we got to do some training on how to get buyers for your listings, because we really should be more balanced in terms of our sellers and our buyers. But if we're going to be out of balance, I would much rather have it out of balance towards listings than buyers. So kudos to the team for that. Merrick Davis, again, a young man that started off at like 19. Keller Williams first couple of years, we stole him away from Keller Williams about 3 years ago, something like that, 2.5 years ago. He started a team living Idaho. But look at this guy, $18 million. And that's pretty much all his. That doesn't even include his team numbers. So I know he's getting close to 70 some odd total transactions for the year. So he'll probably hit 100 again before it's all said and done, he and his team. Rick's from Saskatchewan. We have a strong Canadian group, Matt. I wish we could hook you up there, man, because we pretty much own Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Brendan Workhamp's another rock star up there. He's number 3 on the team. Brandon Moore is the one that started it all. He and I had a relationship from years ago, and he actually reached out to me thinking I was still with Keller Williams, wanting to know about EXP because some guy in his province was pitching him on it. He really didn't care for the guy. So he thought, well, I'll call Tony because I'm sure he knows about EXP, but he didn't know that I had already left Keller and joined EXP. So that worked out well because Brandon brought his whole brokerage over to EXP, and all these guys pretty much came over with him. I think Scott Ziegler came in a little bit later, but you can see the Canadian group, Scott Ziegler, Brandon Moore, they're just pumping out some serious numbers. Scott's an individual agent. Brandon does run a team. It's a small team of agents. Brendan Workhamp, individual agent. And then we've got Ashley V, and I've got to reach out to Ashley because I didn't realize she has not just hit Icon once. She's hit it twice, and I did not know that. And I feel stupid, but I'm glad the company is starting to provide that information for us because, Ashley's not the kind of person that'll call me up on the phone and go, hey, guess what? I made Icon. She'll just make it and go on and do it again next year probably. But anyway, kudos to Ashley for double Icon, repeating that up for the second year. That happened clear back in March. So I'm really feeling bad that I didn't recognize that. Barry Koschel, again, he's pretty much on his own now at EXP. His family has gone on to do other things. I think he's got a son that's still dabbling, but I noticed he's in our referral brokerage. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but Barry's crushing it with 11,571,000, 17 buyers, 3 sellers. That shows Barry's a little out of balance. That's a typical balance that you see with a lot of agents, is more buyers than sellers, but it's our Canadian team that really is killing it on listings. So Von Krywicki is another one of our Canadian guys up there in Saskatchewan, almost 10 million in closed volume. And this only goes through like the 20th, I think, of October, the 15th, something like that. Emeka, he's a brand new agent, just started a year and a half. I don't think he's even been here. I could look it up, but I don't think he's even been here 2 years. If he has, it's just barely. And again, 10 million in volume. He's killing it. He's Nigerian, and he does these mix and mingles. He does like the all white party. He really is a great event, a great event producer. He puts on some amazing events, and that's how he stumbled into agent attraction recruiting. Was these people would come to his parties, and they were agents with Coldwell Banker or what have you. And so now Emeka is really starting to recruit and bring agents over, from not just getting clients from these parties, but getting really solid agents that he's bringing over to EXP. And then last but not least, Omar Sharif, our famous agent up in Saskatchewan. Omar Sharif is just consistent, has been since the day he came here. Again, almost 10 million in closed volume. He's an individual agent as well. So hats off to our top 10. Just wanted to give them a big shout out. As well, we also put out our top 20, and those of you that are on the top 20, congratulations to you as well. I do want to just say hello real quick to our newest agent, and I want to make sure I get his name correct here. So let me read it off. It is, joined last week, Carson Joseph Pino, another great Canadian, and he was sponsored by his friend Jack Bouvier out of Canada. So our Canadian group continues to grow and bring in more talent. They're basically dominating that province in Saskatchewan. So we're really excited for them. All right. We'll go ahead and open it up now, guys. So this is kind of a little bit of a selfish meeting today for me, because I typically am the one leading the charge when it comes to attending the events. Well, I better not stand up because I'm not quite dressed. I am, but I'm not. I have pajamas on the bottom, professional on top. But anyway, in my little closet, oh, you can't see it over there, I'm blushing, but a hanger that has like a bazillion lanyards. In fact, I took a couple of those lanyards and used them for our cruise. I put our little sailing sign card. I got a little mustache here or something, sorry. In the lanyards, but I've kept all my sales, well, not all the ones from corporate America, but I think I've got over 55 lanyards. So I've been to a few sales conventions, and usually I'm there front row and, taking notes. But this year, I mentioned this earlier, I had a dear friend that was had invited us, and anyway, conflict, and we went on this cruise, and it was awesome. And I'm not regretting one bit of it, because we got to spend so much quality time with Caesar and Sandy, 2 friends of mine for the last 23 years. So, all right, with that, we're going to hear from a couple of folks that did go to convention, and it was so nice, and I would feel bad if I didn't recognize her for doing this. Michelle Lovett went to her first convention, and she was so nice. She works in the morning, so she couldn't be here, but she did type up, if I can find it, she typed up a really nice email. Here it is right here. And I just want to read some of the thoughts that Michelle shared. She says here that Expcon was an overwhelming week, and my thoughts are so jumbled. I thought I would type something up, and you can pick and choose what you want to share with the team. First of all, I never understood the term networking until this week. I met people from all over the country. Second of all, I'm a planner. EXP gave us a schedule of events, there was at any given time 2 or 3 things that we could choose from to attend between the vendor workshops, breakout sessions, and certification classes. And I had planned the week out in advance of the things I wanted to attend. That plan went right out the window once I started meeting and networking with new people. So let me start at the beginning. We got there on Sunday. We stayed at the Luxor. The convention was at the Mandalay Bay. I wanted to be close. Sunday afternoon, we headed to the convention center for early registration, met a few agents along the way that were from New York and New Jersey. At the registration, the girl who was helping us said there was 89,000 agents with EXP. 5,000 had registered for the event. They were expecting about 1,200 to come through on Sunday. At the registration, we met someone from the military network. They invited us to meet and greet at a restaurant at Excalibur on Monday night. We also ran into the Georgia agents, Holly and Eden Jeffries, and they were handing out cool bags if we followed them on Instagram. We went to dinner Sunday night, and while waiting for an Uber, we met an EXP agent from Canada. Oh, Canada, there we go. Monday morning, we went back to the convention center and walked around Expo with vendors available for everything you can imagine. Probably even Success Lending was there. I bet Matt Kelchner was right there. Monday afternoon, I did a certification class. Monday night, we went to the meet and greet for the military network. I met an agent there. She's on her brother's team. Her brother is an agent in Ohio. She's an agent in Sioux City, Iowa. She said because of where she lives, she's licensed in 3 states, which I thought was really cool. By the way, guys, those of you that can't appreciate this because you've never been with another broker at Keller Williams, where I led for 4 years, agents that had multiple license paid multiple monthly fees. They paid multiple regional fees, multiple franchise fees. We don't have all that crap at EXP. You can have 10 licenses. It doesn't matter. And you're only going to pay 1 monthly fee, no regional fees, because we don't have any regions. We're just one giant worldwide brokerage. So that is a cool thing. Tuesday, we did make it to the general session. The agents we met on Sunday that were there from New Jersey and New York invited us to a lunch and learn. The event was sponsored by one of the vendors, and it was a panel of Texas luxury agents that were answering questions. The person asking the questions was Nolly Williams. I have his book. Also attending the lunch and learn was Jason Gessing. I'm really sorry. I didn't know who he was. I had to ask. CEO. Well, he was the CEO of EXP, but anyway, president of EXP. I think that's his official title now. After the lunch and learn, I was back at the convention center for another certification class. Tuesday night, we were invited to 8-course cap rate dinner. There were supposed to be 40 people, and they ended up closing the restaurant to the public because 120 bought tickets. Jason Gessing was also at this dinner. Anyway, she goes on to, to say that she really appreciated the fact that she got networking at a deeper level. And I've always said that, like, if you just go to EXPCon or go to the conventions and just meet a few people that you can do serious referrals with, that pays for your convention for the next 5 years. In a lot of cases, just a few referrals that you get. So it's always great to make new friends at these events. And I'm glad Michelle figured that out. There was one little thing that she said she was a little disappointed because she felt like EXP was selling their stuff more than the vendors were selling their stuff. I'm not, she went into one little example of that, but she felt like they needed to explain a little bit more of the fine print because they didn't mention some of the stuff. But other than that, she loved her experience. So just wanted to say thanks, Michelle, for going to the trouble to type up your experience. I'm really glad you and Mandy were able to go to that event. All right, let's hear from, I think, let's just go right to, I don't know what happened to Zach. I guess he had to jump off. Matt, I know this is I think you said was your first EXP con. Let's just hear your report, man.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
on the kind of on the fun side, on the other side of the fence. So it's be interesting to hear your perspective.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Tony. First off, I wanted to make mention what an honor and a privilege it is to know you and have met you and work with you, because While I was there, I had made mention to some of the team leaders and some of the, influencers in the company that I've met. And when your name came up, pretty much everybody knew you and had great things to say about you and your organization and everything that you do in terms of how you support your agents. Just to segue into my next point, one of the breakout sessions that I attended was called "Making It Rain," and of course, one of your top guys, Merrick, was one of the panelists on that
Awesome.
in that breakout session, and there were hundreds of people in the room. And again, what an honor it was to have met Merrick on these Zoom meetings, and of course, be able to tell the people I was with, I know that guy, on stage. So.
He's a
Um,
24-year-old phenom, is what he is.
My goodness, he was up there with about 4 or 5 other, top producing agents, in the country, and he was up there to share some of his thoughts and strategies as far as how he's utilizing a lot of the lead gen programs. Um, but yeah, what an unbelievable event and experience it was. And like you had mentioned, it was my first one, and I really didn't have any sense of what it would be like because I hadn't gone to an event prior. And that gal that wrote that email was spot on. There was more than enough information and activities and breakout sessions to attend. And in fact, I feel like there wasn't enough time because some of them were overlapping. Um, I'll just point out some of the things that kind of caught my attention. Number one, in the general session, I think it was on Tuesday, the leaders of the company did a very good job presenting the stability of the company, as well as how it compares to a lot of the competitors out there, like the Compass and the Anywhere. And it was just good to see that EXP is definitely leading the pack when it comes to growth and volume and production. And by far, and they were using data. They weren't, trying to be over opinionated in some of the points they were making. They were able to provide a lot of slides and things like that to support the data. Um, One of the breakout sessions that I went to, which I thought was extremely valuable, especially to kind of a nerdy tech guy like myself, um, was the AI breakout session. And they had a few different guest speakers. Gogo, she's a pretty large influencer in the company. She was up there. But the gentleman that caught my attention was a guy by the name of Philip Stringer. And the information that he provided in terms of what agents are doing and how they're using AI to benefit their business was unbelievably valuable. In fact, he had a great giveaway that I'll share with the rest of the group. And I was thinking if I should share it in the chat or if I should share it in your in the workplace group. It might be more beneficial for me to put it in the group because some people who watch the recording from today might not be able to get that URL out of the
Put it
chat.
in there, Matt. Thank you for doing that. You bet.
Absolutely. So, what I'll be sharing with regards to AI was something that Philip Stringer was going over, and it's essentially a script of how to prompt ChatGPT in order to get the best result of what you're looking for. And to be specific, what he provided us all was a few different templated prompts or questions that we can just cut and paste right into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will build out a number of unbelievable workflows that you can go and plug and play into your KV Core, whether it be a buyer workflow, an open house workflow, a seller campaign workflow. And so he provided an extensive PDF with those different prompts in there, which I'll be sure to share in the workplace group. And then, of course, I already made mention about the Making It Rain breakout session, which was unbelievable. That's a fairly new lead gen program inside the KV Core marketplace. I do have a few friends of mine that do not work for EXP. They work for various other brokerages that use KV Core, and it's not in there for them. They don't see it, and so it is an exclusive lead gen marketing platform to EXP agents, and I would encourage everybody to look into it because, again, that was one of the breakout sessions that Merrick was a part of, and I'm sure he can give you some firsthand feedback on how that lead gen program is working for him. Another thing is that they spoke about in the Making It Rain breakout session was they have an introductory offer. I'll also be sure to share that in the workplace group as well. It was essentially giving agents a half off on their first couple of months of service with that program, kind of like a really low price point entry level. So that the agents can try it out and see how it works. And again, I'm pretty sure that's one of the softwares that Merrick is using because he was one of the guest speakers.
He
Uh,
definitely he has a very pretty substantial budget in making it rain actually now. So he
Good,
believes
yeah,
in it for sure.
yeah. He obviously you can tell by his volume and his results that he's utilizing a lot of the good tools that we all have available to us here at EXP. So, but that yeah, that was definitely a good one as well. And then I'll end by saying, with regards to my opinion about the event, that is the first day party, unbelievable. I didn't know that they were going to be throwing parties of this size and stature. It was unlimited food and bar and everything, and it was just in this huge room, and that was the welcoming party. And then of course they ended with the finale party, and I didn't think that they could beat the first party, but Glenn Sanford and team rented out an entire nightclub. It's a pretty well-known nightclub called the Omnia. It's inside Caesar's Palace, and when I say rented out the whole nightclub, every level, every bar, and again, it was a pretty unbelievable party, and a way to show gratitude to the employees of EXP. And I thought that was a pretty unbelievable experience that I've never been able to participate in. So um, but yeah, that's and again, I don't want to reiterate what the gal said in her email because she did a really good job on explaining all the benefits. But it was also nice to see that they had different certifications available as well. But the networking thing, I'll just touch on that, and then I'll be done with my EXPCon comments. She's spot on. I met a number of top producing agents in the company that go to these events simply to network, to build their referral business, and they make a very good living on getting referrals from other agents throughout the country. And they meet those agents at these events. And so I thought that that was a very unique vertical to put in your business plan. And obviously, it's working for a lot of agents that are likable and good at what they do. And that's also a great benefit of these different events. So
Matt, thank you so much. You're going to come back and share a little bit on success lending, right?
yeah, absolutely. I've got
Okay,
just a few bullet points written down here of some things that we're currently doing with regards to sponsoring some of your guys' marketing, as well as some different things that are coming down the pike. So yeah, I'll be sure to share that.
awesome. We'll be back. We'll be back to you. Thank you so much for sharing your first EXPCon experience with us. Yeah, and those parties are epic, man. They definitely know how to party. There's they got that figured out for sure. So, hey Zach, I know you were there, front row and center, and I don't know where Merrick is. Man, it would have been good to have him on here to share his experience. But Zach, if you don't mind unmuting yourself and let us know about how your experience went at EXPCon.
Yeah, so to start, me and Merrick had the opportunity of going to EXPCon together, and we were on the same floor, literally like doors apart. So we did everything together. I'll just keep it short. Networking, that's literally what we did. Most of those classes, they say the same things over and over. You get all your certifications you want out the way, which we did our first event. So this one was just all about networking and meeting people and interviewing people and producing content. So we had a different approach this go around. And we also had a lot of work going. I think between me and Merrick, we had like 8 or 9 transactions we were working, and Wi-Fi was terrible at the Luxor, so we had to float around. We got to meet Glenn Stafford and Tommy Trong, if that's how you say his name. Gene Frederick, met some really cool people, and I've built a very solid networking pool because California is my bread and butter. So I've got some really cool agents, and I actually got 2 listing referrals from that event.
See right
Just
there,
going to that.
that pays for it right there. Probably both your conventions this year. So I love that. Yeah, high five, clap for
Absolutely.
sure.
And got to see Merrick stand up and go talk about making it rain. And Merrick learned some things because I think there was 2 or 3 other dudes on the panel. It was phenomenal information and a lot of insight that both me and Merrick have implemented in our businesses, and we're utilizing KV Core. And the last thing I'll say is, the expos. Those things are very important to go to when you go to the expo hall, to go and see what all EXP brings as far as vendors, so you can actually talk to the faces in front of those businesses. And I'm implementing PropStream in my brand, in my business, because I think that it's very, very profitable. And they offered a 30-day free trial just for people that attended EXP. So I get a free month. Um, and I would say that for me and Merrick going forward, we'll go to these events, but I think the first 2 days are probably the most important. After that, it's just all about networking.
I love it. Zach, thank you so much for the sacrifice. I know it's definitely a sacrifice to go. The money is no joke. There's definitely a huge sacrifice when it comes to the money, and then just taking time away from your clients and all the transactions, and that's definitely a sacrifice as well. But I know you guys have good people on the ground taking care of your people too. So the best thing you could possibly do, in my humble opinion, if you're really serious about building as an entrepreneur, is attend these events. There's no better way. And I've said it a million times, and I'll say it 1,000,001 times. It's where the head gets connected with the heart. And it's where you literally get to see the big vision of this company called eXp Realty. I mean, we're not messing around. This company is not just saying that we're going to be the biggest real estate company in the world. We are on a mission to be that real estate company. We are hell bent on becoming the largest, most agent-centric company on the planet. And you can't really get that passion. You can't really get that real connection on, holy crap, we're serious about this. And it's really going to be an impact on me and my personal business and my family being part of this movement. You can't really get that, without going to an EXP con or a shareholders or a build or something like that. So I do appreciate everyone's sacrifice. I don't take it lightly, because I've been there, done that. I've stayed in hotel rooms with 7 other guys because I couldn't afford to go to convention any other way. We ate bananas and trail snacks or whatever, and made it through. And but those were the beginning days of my entrepreneurial career, which was a long time ago, and a lot of sacrifice along the way. So I am someone who really understands that at a super high level. Yeah. So just want to open it up. Dakota, Tasha, good to see. By the way, guys, it's not Tasha Dykes anymore. I don't know if I can get used to this, Tasha, but Tasha just got married about just a few days ago. So congratulations to you guys on that. And then also Christian Johnson, if you're watching this video, I'd be remiss. Christian and his wife just had a beautiful little baby a couple of days ago. He's probably one of the newest agents on the team, living in Prescott, Arizona. So congratulations on your new healthy little baby. That's exciting. So anybody have any comments or questions they want to chime in on? If not, I want to go back to Matt real quick, because Matt's going to give us just a little lowdown on what's happening with Success Lending.
Thanks, Tony. Yeah. So,
Let's go back to you.
thank you, Tony. So the first thing I want to make mention, this is a fairly new announcement, and being on my end of the table, I'm pretty excited about this. Success Lending just recently launched a partnership with EXP, where they're allowing us meaning on the Success Lending side, to help co-sponsor your marketing efforts. And to be specific about that, anyone that is utilizing any of the tools within KV Core, like Making It Rain or a Property Boost, Success Lending would like to pay for half of your marketing on that. They've already got the integration set up within the KV Core that allows that payment to occur, so that it's within all of the realm, the entire realm of the compliance part of it. So again, one of the things we're seeing a lot of agents doing right now when it comes to utilizing this this financial benefit is they're using the property boost function within KV Core with all their listings. I know firsthand, because I'm a recipient of the leads that come through on those. I know firsthand that those do work. even at the lowest price point for with the property boost. I think it's a $45 or $50 price point. I see most agents get between 8 and 12 leads, usually the same day that they do that. Of course, we know the nature of the lead business. There's a fairly low conversion, but the better you are and the quicker you are to respond, the higher your probability is to convert those leads. So again, if anyone on this call or in your entire group, Tony, is interested in getting what I'd like to call free money from success,
Heck
we'd
yeah.
love, yeah, we'd love to pay for, again, half of your marketing efforts. And again, it's not specific to KV Core. If you have something else going on within Facebook or Instagram or TikTok marketing or Google Click ads or anything like that, then just let us know and we'll take a look at what you're doing. And then, of course, we can then sponsor you on that and help you out with some money to do that. Go ahead, Tony.
Just a quick question, maybe a couple questions. I just had a really interesting experience in Utah. My wife's brother were selling his house, got it under contract for the second time. But I noticed in I went on Redfin and I saw this listing and I went in there and put some information. And I told my wife, I go, as soon as I hit submit, I'm going to get hit up. If there's going to be some agent calling me. Well, it wasn't the agent, it was the lender. And I noticed on the URL for this particular, I clicked on the hyperlink and it took me over, that it was something that I've been promoting for several years, and that's listreports.com. His link online was actually a list reports link, and there's two things that I just want to make mention of. One, I really like list reports. I think that they have way better open house flyers than EXP does, frankly. I think that a lot of their stuff is just really, really good. And so that's number one, Matt, is not, are you part of list reports? Can we use you as our lender when we're opening up that and have your name on there so that when and I want to make sure that agents understand that. Number one, let me just ask that question. Are you part of
Yes.
that?
Yes, absolutely. They've decided to utilize a certain amount of funds so that we can help support your marketing efforts, and it's not specific to KV Core, so List Reports is part of that. I'm a sponsor on several other agents' List Reports accounts, and I agree with you. It's a great software. It's very professional, very clean, and I do like a lot of the functionality of it as well. But yes.
It's great for especially newer agents that, they need help with online marketing, and it provides free shareables, free notables, every day. So I think it's a really great resource, and it's, the lenders pay for it. So thank you. So that's number one. Number two, and you can I don't think you can even complete a list reports profile without putting your preferred lender's information in there. And then it's dependent on whether or not, they're part of list reports, they're paying for it, whether or not you get connected. Otherwise, you only get 30 days to use it. And then you go back to seeing this little message that says you need a lender partner. But second thing I just want to make note of, Matt, and this is a, direct impact on our business, right? Not just your business, but our business. And that is, I'm shocked at how many agents don't put in a partner, a lending partner inside KV Core in their profile. And let me explain why, why this is important to everybody. And the second part of that is I'm shocked that it doesn't have Matthew Kelchner's name in there, or somebody with, Matthew Berry. I just got an email from him this morning. He's licensed in Idaho, so I can send Matthew, I think it's Matthew Berry. I can send him, business that way as well. But guys, we got to put our success lending partners in there. I mean, if you don't have a great relationship with Matthew Kelchner and you live in Phoenix, Arizona, you need a coffee date. You and Matt need to go, meet each other and shake hands and build a relationship, because this is our partner. Success Lending is our company. It's our partner. And so we want to make sure that we feed as much business as we can, not to mention the fact that you provide great value, Matt. So anyway, list reports, just want to make sure we touch on that. And both list reports profile and KV Core, as far as I'm concerned, should have a success lending lender partner in there, because it was, such a cool experience when I got this email back. It wasn't from the realtor, which is what I expected. It was his lending partner, his lender that reached out to me. And guys, that's what you need to understand about this is when Matt's in there and he's your, your preferred lender in KB Core. When you get those leads that come through, so does he. So you can team up and work together on tackling that client, getting them, in the system and getting them approved and getting them closed, find the house and get them closed. So anyway, just wanted to touch on that. I'll send it back to you, Matt.
Yeah, no, Tony, I'm glad you brought that up. That's actually a really good point. There's two different ways that you can partner with your lender, whether it's Success or someone else within KB Core. Is if you you can note that they're your preferred agent and they are notified on the different incoming leads that come in through your various campaigns. And us as a lender, we have the ability to co-market to those leads. And when I say co-market, it's our information as well as the realtor's information at the bottom of those emails. And there's been a number of studies that have shown that when you have two different vendors, meaning a lender and a realtor that are both hitting a lead with different types of content, because again, our content that goes out to the different leads has nothing to do with property listings or property value data or anything of that such. It has to do with lending type of commentary. And a lot of times the consumer that's coming in raw on those different campaigns, a lot of times they don't have their lending in place. And so those are points of value when we're sending out different touches that have to do with different lending programs or different rate specials that we're offering or anything such as that. So the other way that you can partner with your mortgage lender within KB Core is you can actually put them on your KB Core website under the Finance tab. And again, this is a really simple double-click kind of function that you can do that. But a number of EXP agents have a Finance tab on their KB Core website. And of course, you can have your preferred lender displayed there, as well as a number of other important links that you might find valuable, like a buyer's type of slide deck of such. So yeah, thanks for mentioning KB Core because it's a great tool. And again, if you're doing Property Boost or Making It Rain or whatever it is, and you're working with consumer direct data, it does help your probability of converting that data if you have two different vendors that are hitting it with different types of commentary. And of course, the lead is always assigned to you. So if the lender converts it for you, that lead obviously all the notes of such go inside your KB Core under that lead. So yeah, thanks for mentioning that. So one of the other promotions that we're running right now is we're giving away a free appraisal. So if you guys are working with a buyer and you're looking for a lender credit for an appraisal, we have the ability to concede that at the moment. You guys may have remembered the Buyer's Best program, which they rolled out months ago, and they did it for a few months, and then they pulled it back. Our data shows that there was an uptick in EXP realtor referrals to Success Lending when that program was active. In fact, it was a pretty substantial uptick in EXP referrals. And so they're going to be rolling out another version of the Buyer's Best lender credit probably by the end of the year. Some of the feedback that I was responsible for giving was that the lender credit amount wasn't enough. If you guys remember, the Success Lending lender credit for the Buyer's Best program was $1,500. In some markets, like where I'm at here in Arizona, that's not a lot of money. In other markets where maybe the average median home price is a little lower, then it is substantial. So I gave my input to the leaders at Success that I thought that amount should be a little higher with the Buyer's Best 2.0 that they're going to be rolling out. And so we'll obviously see what amount that they come up with. But yeah, so again, as of right now, I'll just kind of reiterate, we want to partner with you on your marketing. We can help pay for your list report account. We can help pay for half of your other marketing of things that you have going on within KB Core or other third-party platforms, as well as that we do have that free appraisal concession that we're offering. And of course, the Buyer's Best is coming soon, and you'll be made aware of it, I'm sure, through the different platforms like the marketplace.
Awesome. Great stuff, Matt. Thank you so much. Anybody have any questions for Matt? That's cool that EXP is allowing you guys to partner up from a marketing standpoint, because I always felt a little sorry when I was down there in Scottsdale for our folks at Success Lending, because like, well, if you can't even provide pizza for our lunch and learn, what's the point? It's like, come on, man. But you know, like I've hammered this and I don't think agents really get it. We don't do open houses because we're trying to impress the seller. You know, that's not the reason we do open houses. The reason we do open houses is to get more freaking leads. And, you know, in order to do that, we got to work. We got to get out there and knock on doors. And so I wanted to ask you, Matt, as it relates to marketing, and I'm sure there's branding stuff in there, but would they even entertain doing some sort of farming? Like, you know, I just sold this house, I can sell yours as well, or what are the limitations on the marketing dollars?
Yeah, good question. Again, there are no financial limitations. The marketing campaigns, if they're over a certain amount, like for example, we have one team that is spending in excess of $3,000 a month for Google pay-per-click ads. We just approved it. We just approved to partner with that. And so some of the campaigns that have a larger budget, those get looked at by upper management. When I say looked at, they want to make sure that they're actually providing converted business out of them. But right now, and again, you know, one of our owners is a gentleman by the name of Glenn Stearns, and Glenn Stearns is he's a billionaire. He's a very wealthy, successful gentleman. And, you know, Success Lending is still in its infancy stage. We're just less than 2 years old. And, you know, Glenn Stearns is pretty serious about starting to invest some serious dollars into trying to capture a lot of the EXP business. And with that being said, a big part of that is they want us to announce and want, you know, to you guys, to everyone on this call and everyone on your team and in your organization, that we want to support your marketing efforts. If you have an MSA with some guy over at VIP Mortgage and he's paying for half of your pay-per-click ads, we want to take that over and
I
double
hope you
down on it.
guys are listening.
Yeah, we
You're
want to take it
listening.
over. We want to double down. We want to give you more funds. We want to earn your business. We want to support you financially. You know, there just isn't enough alternative incentives to offer in the market right now, other than helping pay for some of your marketing. And so, yeah, it's not limited to any type of third-party platform, Tony, or any type of amount. If it does have one of those higher price points, then it gets looked at by our marketing team and our upper management for that to get approved. But yeah, it's not limited. So
Very nice. It's awesome. That's great that EXP is making that investment and Glenn's making that investment. Undercover Billionaire, right? Wasn't that the show that Glenn was on? Undercover
yeah,
Billionaire?
he had
Glenn is amazing. I've used to have dinner with him often when he came to Utah.
Really? Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah,
yeah
he's a pretty
He's
incredible
a great
guy.
guy. I hope
he's a
his health is doing well. That's all.
Yeah, Stephanie, interesting you mentioned that. He was at EXPCon and he blew his Achilles out playing pickleball. So he was on one of those he was rolling around on one of those little push carts. And of course, he's an athletic gentleman and he hates being,
Fine.
set back or anything. But yeah, he's a happy guy, very supportive. He understands business, he understands lending. But yeah, he's definitely an amazing guy. But he's at the point now where he's ready to start, putting some money to work. And so that's being in my position, that's music to my ears. That's good.
Right.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, anytime you have a billionaire that wants to pour money at the business, that's welcomed. You
Mhm.
bet. Awesome. We're surrounded by talent, no question about it at EXP. And we appreciate you, Matt, for taking your time out and educating us, keeping us abreast of what's going on with our partners at Success Lending. Anybody else have any questions at all for Mr. Kelchner? If you're not following him on Work Chat or Workplace, I would definitely recommend that you do that. Any of the success guys or gals, for sure, you want to have them in your little black book, because our partnerships are invaluable with these guys. So we really appreciate you, Matt. All right. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and just wrap it up and get to our week. I hope you guys have an incredibly successful week. Matt, thank you so much for sharing. Appreciate the comments shared by Zach and Michelle and you, of course, on EXPCon. And I hope that our big family gets a lot bigger and we're all able to come together next year out in Miami for EXPCon Florida. That's going to be a great event. Looking forward to spending some time in sunny Florida next year for sure. All right. You guys have an awesome week. Thanks so much. And we will get this recording out to the team shortly. Take care, you guys. See you later, Matt. See you later.